Reported cases of the bug are up. Cities are locking down. In 6 days, there'll be riots downtown, but a country boy can survive. Yes, a prepper boy can survive. No, they don't pay me to do music, and now you can see why. But hello, this is Greg Allison with Green Regs, and I've come here today to tell you that the riots begin in 6 days. That seems to be the case, or at least that's what we're being told by some sources. And yes, we are in perilous times, my friends, perilous times indeed. Remember, I did a report. Just, let me do a share right here. I did a report just a few days ago about, well, not that. Hang on, we'll talk about that in my next session. We did a report about these guys. Yes, shut down DC. And I also shared with you one of their plan documents because somebody inside their organization is leaking things out. Well, guess what? Well, Zoom don't seem to want to let me top this tab. Pow. Every time I reach up to grab a tab, its little thing lowers down. Here you go. Look here. Here's the document I shared with you guys with their planning. Guess what? They don't want you to see this anymore. It leaked. It got out and around. They had to hide it. What are they trying to hide, my friends? Well, we've got another leak. And I'm going to show that with you in a minute. In a minute, I'm going to share with you insider Zoom session video. Yes, somebody inside leaked part of one of their planning videos. So there's somebody inside that organization who's somewhat less than totally happy, and they're sharing what's going on. Holy smoke. Just wait. You're going to be shaken to the bone. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't been convinced that it's time to prep, you better get started right now. We've got a special right now on my channel, prepwithgreg.com, prepwithgreg.com. Go there and you can get $100 off a 4-week supply of food. I got mine, get yours. I've shown you, hey, it's an easy to carry bucket, so you get 2 of them. And it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you buy it, you'll be a winner. Look at this price. You can't beat that. This is real food, real good stuff. This is not, MREs, my friends. Somebody said, okay, you're just an MRE pusher. No. This is real food. Look at this. Yum, yum, yum. And you get 2,000 calories per day. And you get desserts and drinks too. Wow, good stuff. $100 off. And other prepping supplies available. Just click right there. You go in. Survival items, water purification, air purification. Look, my friends, these are things you need today. And you better believe it. Now, well, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to stop the share for a moment. A lot of stuff going on here. For one, El Paso has locked down. And there's other places, it looks like in Arizona and other places that are locking down from what I'm hearing. I'm getting all kind of rumors. People are telling me, Greg, we're shutting down, Greg. They're rolling this out. They're rolling that out. We know they're doing it in Europe. I'm not debating the merits of all this stuff, because it seems to me that the case fatality rates are down too. So what's going around? Why? I don't know. But, we got our ideas, right? We've been talking about these things, and you guys leave a lot of good comments in these sessions. So what is it really? What's happening? There is so much happening. I'm going to share with you guys a video in a moment of the insider video from that group. But there's a guy who wrote an article, Mr. J.T. Young, for the Washington Times. And his treatise, he says, hey, they're going to riot. He says the left will riot whether they win or lose. He says if they win, they'll riot in celebration. If they lose, they'll riot in anger. He says that's what they're accustomed to now. He said they'll riot no matter what the outcome. And he was with the Office of Management and Budget, OMB, and also the Treasury Department. Now he's writing for the Washington Times. Now I don't know if that's he's a full-time writer there or what, or if he's still with the federal government. Writing stuff like that, if you're with the federal government, probably won't fly well for your job security, unless you're with the federal government and you're one of the speak on that Zoom session I'm going to lay out, because apparently there's insiders from both the Democratic Party, the federal government, the Bureau of BLM, I want to say Bureau of Land Management, Black Lives Matter, and shut down DC. We'll get back to that in a minute. Oh my gosh. So, what Mr. J.T. Young had to say was this. I'm just going to tell you a little bit from this. He wrote this article. Check it out in Washington Times. I'm not going to read his entire article to you, but I'm going to tell you a little bit of what he's had to say, just some of the high points. He said, should Mr. Trump win, the left will riot in rejection of the outcome. The escalation of the summer's riots is evidence that the left has reached the end of their acceptance of legal formalities. Let's see. That's an interesting thing to say. Let me repeat that again. The escalation of the summer's riots is evidence that the left has reached the end of their acceptance of legal formalities. That's him saying that. That's an interesting statement. I'm not going to read the rest of that paragraph. I'm going to skip down. Now it says defeat will be even more painful this time too. 4 years ago, they never doubted Mr. Trump would lose and therefore had given no thought to the conservative policies he would pursue as president. So, now they know the policies all too well. As a result, unlike in 2016 when they backed Bernie Sanders all the way to the Democratic convention, this time they sublimated their desires and embraced Mr. Biden early because they thought he'd have a better chance of winning, of course. And he goes on, for 4 years, the only way the left could cope with Mr. Trump's victory was to deny it had legitimacy. Wait, it was deny it had legitimacy happened. Okay, somebody didn't read that right. Should it happen again, they will simply seek to deny it, period. Gone will be their patience with the formalities of impeachment and midterm elections. They will resort to what they see working, or at least is self-satisfying, violence. So he apparently doesn't see any end to the violence in what he's saying there. He said, hey, they're not going to do impeachment. Well, you know what? If they win the House and the Senate, you can bet they will impeach and convict the president, no matter what. I mean, what they impeached him over last time was that Trump said to the head of the Ukraine, the president of Ukraine, hey, would you investigate Joe Biden because he was on this board, this energy thing, and some shady things going on there. And oh, by the way, Joe had apparently bragged, made some boast about this, and turns out that, apparently some money that went to Ukraine was contingent on firing the guy who was investigating Hunter. And yet, instead of Biden coming under investigation, Hunter coming under investigation, they put Trump under impeachment. Wow. And they actually impeached him in the House. The Senate would have convicted him if it had been Democrat. They would have convicted him and removed him from office for doing his job. So imagine that. They will impeach him and remove him from office for tying his shoe. There's nothing he could do if both houses become Democrat. That will be a coup. If that happens, you can bet the right will then riot. Yeah, this is not going to be pretty, my friends. This is not going to be pretty. And if the left wins and they come around to take up everybody's smoke poles, you can bet there's going to be some issues with that. So we're in for a rough ride. Looks like no matter what. He said, for 2 decades, America's left has increasingly been enthralled with and resorted to violence. Over the last 4 years, this has rapidly escalated, going from incivility to civil unrest. In 2020, America has seen the left jump deliberately and directly to premeditated violence. I'm not going to read the rest of that part. He said, America should therefore brace itself for the left's post-election riots. Whether celebratory or retaliatory, only the left will be able to distinguish. Regardless of their guise, the establishment, media, and liberals will condone them implicitly or explicitly. And, well, that's apparently already true. And anybody saying anything else about it would be called fake news. Wow. I better watch it. I might get shut down for even suggesting that they're going to do what they're going to do. So, yeah. And I don't know if I want to read the rest of his article here or not, but he basically says, hey, that by having indulged in this, America will have inadvertently encouraged this. He says, when everything looks like a nail to a hammer, the last thing you want to do is act like a nail. When you do, you should expect to get hammered. America's left has therefore happily hammered away in 2020 as the nation has resignedly taken it. Expect the hammer to fall again and again after Election Day, regardless of the outcome. Holy smoke. That's Mr. JT Young writing, not me. I'm just telling you what he said. But Look, what I've said in this channel previously about these things is, you're going to have unhappy campers no matter what happens this election. This election is not going to have a happy outcome with one side or the other. One side or the other is going to be very, very unhappy. This is why there's people that talk things like civil war. I hope it don't come to that. There is no such thing as a war that's civil. And an internal war where people are pitted against each other is the worst kind. It will be an absolute nightmare. And those that think that they will get ahead politically, that their new agendas will be advanced by this, are going to find themselves falling behind. It will be a catastrophe. But one has to defend one's rights. That's what I say. Now, hopefully the rights won't be impinged by the outcomes of this event, but we don't know that yet. We just don't know. I'm not signing anything. I'm just telling you what the dimensions are out there. What I'm asking you to do is get ready to prep. I don't incite. I try to prepare to get people prepped so they can survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive, which is the proposition of this channel. I don't believe in violence. Okay, I've said that. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And I also tell you, don't panic. Panic leads to violence. That's what a lot of people do. And they don't think rationally, and they get in trouble. They do stupid things when they panic. So I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to share this video with you now. This is somewhat disconcerting, I might add. I'll do this share screen. Go here. And like I said, Zoom always pops down their menu on top of where I'm trying to hit Google tabs. So let me blow this up. This is, okay, I've taken this off a small channel. You can check it out, Mega Mama. And the video, apparently she swiped this from somebody else. So this is a second generation swipe. Millennial Millie? So maybe you can look for Millennial Millie and Mega Mama. A lot of M's there. Mega Mama Millennial Millie. Say that 5 times, 6 times fast. All right. So I am going to blow this up. Bam. I'm going to play 2 or 3 little snips out here. I don't want to play the whole thing because it's just not the right thing to do. Like this lady took 2 minutes of her video. I don't know how much, 2 minutes and 2, I don't know how much was in there. There's certain things you just don't do. I'm giving credit here, but I'm also only going to take a little bit and I'm going to editorialize it. And that makes it okay because I'm not just trying to swipe their content. Although this content that I'm playing comes straight from the Zoom session that was taken. So that's not a YouTuber's content. This was not intended to be seen. Somebody got it. So I'm going to play these sessions here, but let me say a little bit about it before we begin. Again, it's Millennium Millie, and this includes Shutdown DC, BLM, and apparently members of the Democratic National Party, the DNC, insiders from the federal government, to include contractors at intelligence agencies are apparently all involved in this. And in here, they have cited and recognized that what they're planning is nothing less than a multi-level coup. And they say so, and I'll include that in what you get to hear here. They're actually in here citing the coup. That's what they said is. That's what they're planning. You figure it for yourself. Now, is this group really big enough to pull this off? I don't know. We'll talk about that too in a little bit. So that's a really good question, but you're going to see some little snippets here. And that's one of them. Just play like 3 snippets.
Factors.
I'm a management and programs analyst.
I work in the national security community. I spent 3.5 years as a contractor at DHS HQ.
If you read the mainstream press, like they all have Signal accounts, text them, leak everything you can. The journalists I've dealt with.
Look at that. Wow. And we'll come over here and get a little bit more. Look, if you want to see all this, go find Millennia Millie. Maybe you can check out this Mega Mama and see what they got here and what they're all about. I'm not subscribed to either channel. I don't know what they're real well. Mega Mama's pretty obvious what she's about. So let's play a little bit more.
Able to show solidarity with federal workers, making sure that we're naming what is happening as a coup.
Wow. You get that?
Agreed in the shutdown DC conversations that I've been having, and that's not on the federal side. We also are often saying, like, call it a coup.
They plan to
Call it a coup. There's Millennium Millie. Call it a coup. Well, there you go. It's pretty obvious what they're about here. Let's go ahead a little bit here. Yeah, you can see this is BLM involved in this. I am not going to play everything they say. There, we'll just pick it up right here.
Tonight, on the 5th, we're going to shut down the White House.
Map the White House and know every access point so we knew we were going to blockade it.
On the 6th, we're going to shut down larger parts of Washington, D.C.
We've been working on a target map and a framework for scenarios. So where are all the police stations? Where are all the key government buildings? Who are the Trump boosters?
Members of Congress that are coming in, we're going to meet at the airports or at Union Station.
Wow, you get that? Shut down the White House. Now they're going after members of Congress coming in. And look at the chat notes, very extensive chat notes for a Zoom session. So there must be a lot of something going on in here. There's definitely a lot of people chatting, putting content in here. I don't know if it's the speakers, that how many people are in this session. I mean, just the speakers, of people, the ones top aren't that many. They don't mean there's not a whole lot of people in the session here. But listen on for just we'll listen on for just a little bit more. And then we're going to call it finish with this.
And send them back to where they came from until we deal with the situation that we're in.
We are going to be in a crisis, but we want it to be one that we are creating. Whoever's got the guns can win.
Wow. Holy smoke. And what is this stuff? Yeah. I don't know, guys. This is kind of over the top. It's frightening. But here is a group. Oh, what is this? Big fish eating little fish. Yikes. Holy smoke. Well, you know what she said might backfire on them. And just might backfire. Do they know what kind of fire they're playing with? Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Jesus, I just don't know at all if they know what the heck they're playing with, what they're into. I know one thing. They're talking about shutting down the government, sending congressmen back home. But that last statement, what does that mean? What does that mean? What did they get? Remember, I did report that there were, something like 10,000 some odd auto sears that were coming from China that were intercepted. What was that all about? And they were intercepted in Louisville, apparently going to Miami. Guys, what is going on? I don't know. Is it going to amount to anything? Are they just blowing hot air? Is it just a few people fantasizing that they're going to do stuff? Or are they really going to do it? It said they're well organized. It said there's a big group. It's hard to say. I'm expecting something to happen, something to go down. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to be angry. They are out actively recruiting people and trying to draw people into the organization from their website, which I showed you when we first started this video. Let me do another share here. And of course, we're going to talk about this organization here, the Refuse Fascism. And as you know, they were claiming they were going to hold 2 whole months of riots and protests and so forth. And it didn't quite pan out that way. And a lot of the events they were claiming credit for were events of other organizations like BLM. But in this case, you can see clearly in this video, this Zoom session, that BLM and Shutdown DC are working together, along with members of federal agencies, contractors from federal agencies, intelligence services, apparently that are being directly supported by actual members of the DNC. That's what's claimed. That's what's claimed. Now, I don't know. You figure it out yourself. Hey, this is just a live action role play. Hey, I don't know. This is all I know is that what I've said is expect trouble. Expect trouble. See, these guys, they are organizing. They are find your people. They are recruiting. And I don't know how many people have got the stomach for that this time. Did people's stomachs burn out from what went on in the summer, or are they going to really go crazy this fall over all this stuff after the elections? Well, the elections are on the 5th. Excuse me. The elections are on the 3rd. They say they're claiming the stuff's going to start on the 5th, but actually it could start on the 4th or even on the night of the 3rd. So I said 6 days away. It could be 5 days away. I don't know. You know, they talked about the White House on the 5th. That's why I picked on that. And that's kind of like remember the 5th of November. Is that what they're keying on? The Guy Fawkes Revolution, you know, from where he wanted to take down the Parliament building on the 5th of November back in the 1600s. So I don't know, guys. This is all highly concerning to me. I'm gonna stop the share. Bam. I don't know. What I do know is this: we have some tough times ahead. We're on a rough road. It looks like. Hey, the economy, GDP actually increased 33% this last quarter. You don't find that in the mainstream news media, do you? So there's a. And you got some guys saying, hey, everybody's about to be on the streets because when we start and put out their homes, we're going to have a lot of consternation on that. There may be some of that going on. Maybe some out of feed into this. You know, Gerald Salenti always said that when people have nothing left to lose, they lose it. So let's hope that our economy don't go there. We hope we keep the stuff stitched together. But as we're starting to go back into lockdowns, if that's what's going to happen, the economies in those areas are going to not do as well, my friend. You remember what happened last time around? It was tough on the small guy. It was tough on the small business. So I'm going to go back into what you need to do here in a minute. But yeah, we might as well get to that in just a second here. My friends, look, what I've said, and I'll say it again, we're likely to see, you know, protest and possibly riots no matter what happens, maybe from both sides. But you know, the guy who wrote for the Washington Times, of course that's a conservative paper, said that the left would riot either way. That's what he wrote. That's not Greg Allison talking. I'm just read you what he wrote, just to lay out there the prospect. Is that going to happen? Well, we're going to find out in a few days. In a few days, there'll be no doubt about it. In a few days, we're going to find out what it is and how it goes down. All I know, and my point in putting this video out, is get ready. Brace yourself. Be prepared. Get ready. With potential lockdowns and this stuff going around, right now, you need to go to the store and get what you can get. And get ahead of the toilet paper preppers. I've heard they've already hit. I haven't been in the stores myself in quite a while. I haven't been, yeah, it's been a little bit since I've been to any place. I'm kind of hunkered in here for the most part, but you know, get ready, do what you can. What else can you do? Yeah, go buy stuff, go buy go to your big box stores and get the canned food. I'm going to go into canned food security real soon and talk about, you know, what's good and what's not good, what to look for, what not to look for, those kind of things. But I did do a video where I went to Sam's Club. Go check that out, and go and check out my prepwithgreg.com. Right now is the time to do that stuff. Right now, get the things while you can. While you can. That's what I say. Yeah, let's hope and pray though. First thing you do, pray. Pray that peace and civility reign today, no matter what. Pray that whoever takes power isn't going to run over everybody else. That's another thing to pray for. You can vote with your dollar. That may be the most important thing you can do, because your local businesses need your support, your local artisan, your local tradesman. And this is the way to keep independence going, so that people that can remain somewhat sovereign. What they want to do, it seems, is drive everybody out of business, except for the really big businesses, which will be all lined up with the government. So they want to have a business government partnership. That's what they have in China. They call their system communism, but yeah, it smells like something else to me. But in either case, neither is good. Any ism and governance is highly dubious, but so maybe capitalism, but that needs to be free and open, and no monopolies. Well, the monopolies, it defeats the purpose. The purpose of it is to have free, fair competition. I've done a lot of videos on that topic too. But also go to Facebook and look for Freedom Restoration Foundation. You can sign up there. But better yet, email me, halfispace@aol.com. If you're interested in freedom, put freedom in the subject line. If you're interested in survival tribes, put tribes in the subject line. We've redone how we're approaching this. I've got another volunteer working on it, and we're getting into spreadsheets now. Somebody was previously just organizing them all into file folders and my email, and it just didn't cut it. I didn't quite get the idea of what we really needed with this, and I've been crazy busy, but just got my taxes done, so I'm getting some attention back on this. I got a lot of people on my channel. They really come from both sides of the political spectrum, and I respect where people come from. But what I do ask is that everybody just stay civil. Remember that everybody has a right to protest peaceably, to peaceably assemble. So if you're not happy, you got the right in here to redress of your grievances, freedom of speech. But some of these people that are exercising these rights are against these rights. Don't make any sense to me. Don't make any sense. So just remember, our rights are very important. Don't go running all over them. All the rights are important, including the rights to, it's kind of hard to, with a long t-shirt, bare your arm, right? You know what I mean? Amendment number 2 auf Deutsch, if you follow that. Those. Me no habla. Je ne parle pas français. Ich spreche Kleindeutsch. I don't speak any. Didn't say and Spitzian a little bit. Anyway, and I don't. All right, my friends. Don't panic. We may be in for a rough ride. Keep your head on your shoulders. Keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel, because it could really be coming us. I'm still really hoping that people are just burned out. They're fed up with it and won't go there and just won't do it. We did that stuff, and what did it get us? It didn't really get us anywhere. So you get some analysts like this Mr. Young, who says, well, they're going to riot no matter what. I hope he's wrong. I don't know. And a lot of people fear the riot. Riot from the riot. Okay, that's a tongue twister. I don't know. I know, like I said, if they want to come around and take up certain things, they're going to find themselves uncomfortable. That's my expectation. But again, all I can tell you is take care of yourself, take care of your family, just get ready, be ready. What's the worst? If all this stuff blows over, nothing happens, you've got a little insurance policy of preps in case a natural disaster happens or power grid goes down, which could also be a natural disaster because of solar coronal mass ejection can take down a power grid. There's a 14% chance per decade of that happening. If that happens, that will be catastrophic beyond belief. And one of the things I'm trying to do on this channel is get people to take the right kind of actions to get that fixed and hardened. I'm not just a gloom and doom guy. No, in fact, I'm not a gloom and doom guy. I want to get things fixed and stop all this nonsense. I don't want this country coming apart. I don't want our power grid falling down. I want us to fix it. Let's get together. Let's start getting along, for Pete's sake. Let's fix these things and build a future. Heck, I want to go out in space and do things up there. I got another channel, Galactic Gregs, and I'm planning the concepts for colonies on Venus. And if you believe in a flat Earth, oh well, then in your mind you can think you can laugh at me when I try to go there. But hey guys, where does long-term comments come from? And do you believe in Nibiru and a flat Earth at the same time, or hollow Earth and flat Earth? How many of these different things do you subscribe? I knew a guy who believed in space aliens and flat Earth. He thought there were space aliens and there were clouds. Okay, some of these things are diametrically opposed, guys. I mean, come on, guys. All right, my friends, I beat on that too much, but all I can say is be careful, take care of yourself, go out in the world and be a light of love. Share your love with other people. Reach across the aisle to someone on the opposite side of the spectrum from you and show some respect and some love. Maybe we can build bridges in this country that way. I think that is what we need. The main thing you can do is go out in the world and be the light, be the love. And let's try to tamp down all this fire and craziness. It's too much. It's too much. But I bring to you the report of it just because you need to know to get ready. All right, folks, I have said enough. Thank you for watching.